Welcome, everyone. Hello. My name is Richard Stroban, and I have the privilege of teaching in the SAIT program called Radio, Television, and Broadcast News. I'm also a proud member of the SAIT alumni family, and I'm a faculty representative on SAIT Board of Governors. I actually graduated from the radio program that I now teach in a couple of years ago, let's say. I'm also a member of the Distinguished Alumni Circle, and it is my honor to serve as your MC for the evening. Thank you for joining us here tonight. We are here to celebrate the achievements of some remarkable graduates. In the spirit of reconciliation, it's my privilege to acknowledge that the lands we're gathered on today are the traditional territories of the Niitsitapi, also known as Blackfoot, and the people of Treaty 7, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, the Yayahoo Nakota of Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. We are situated in the area the Blackfoot tribes traditionally called Mohkinstsis, where the Bow River and Elbow Rivers meet. Many people now call it the City of Calgary. Mohkinstsis is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, and as we approach the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation next week, we are reminded of the importance of learning, respect, and reflection as we continue the work of reconciliation together. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to see all of these beautiful faces, both young, old, new people coming to campus, familiar faces. It's just wonderful to see a room full of friends of SAIT coming back or coming here for the first time. You know, every September kind of feels like a turning point. The air buzzes with new possibilities. The new students start stepping into that new future of theirs. We have returning students that are deepening their skills and getting ready to graduate. And all of us, we feel energized by the momentum of a new year. It's that same momentum that lives with our graduates. The spark that ignites here doesn't fade when they leave. It grows, and sometimes it burns very brightly. And we'll see tonight that. It shapes careers, fuels ideas, and builds futures that are bold and full of possibilities. Our alumni are leading companies. They're launching startups, and they're advancing industries. They're also the people who touch our lives every day, whether we realize it or not. There's plumbers, there's pharmacy technicians, there's chefs, there's administrative professionals, there's digital analysts. They're everywhere, and so many more different careers. They're the quiet force and the bright spark that keeps our communities moving forward. And tonight, we get to celebrate 5 extraordinary individuals who embody what it means to be a SAIT graduate. So thank you. Thank you very much for being here. Time for us to get inspired by their stories and the futures that they continue to shape. This year's recipients were officially inducted into SAIT's Distinguished Alumni Circle yesterday morning. The Circle is a collective of alumni award recipients that dates back to 1988. And I'm happy to see so many of those faces in the room with us tonight. Can you give us a wave? Yay. Thank you for coming back from yesterday as well. I'd like to introduce also some special guests who are here tonight, and I invite them to also give us a wave. We have members of SAIT's executive, of course, the President and CEO, Dr. David Ross. The Vice President of Academic, Janet Welch. And Vice President of Student Affairs and External Relations, Heather Magatu. My fellow members of SAIT's Board of Governors, can you also give us a wave? I'd like to extend a warm welcome also to 2 special groups of donors who are deeply committed to the success of our SAIT students, our President's Giving Circle and the Heritage Hall Society members. Thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for your incredible generosity. The President's Giving Circle members are donors who have pledged $1,000 or more every year, and our Heritage Hall Society members are generous folks who have included SAIT in their estate plans. I've done that as well, and it's something you can look into as well. Your dedication, it fuels opportunity, it sparks innovation, and it helps our students ignite their potential as they build their futures. So, before we begin, a couple of important details. The washrooms are located just outside over here to the west of the atrium. The women's washroom is centrally located, and the men's is just down the hallway to the northwest corner. We've also got additional washrooms that are inside Heritage Hall if you go back through that entrance, and then just off to the right. In the unlikely event of emergency, please proceed to the east hallway at the end of where Heritage Hall is, and we'll exit out the building and assemble at muster point number 2. We've got a really exciting night ahead for you with plenty of moments that you'll want to capture. So if you do, please don't forget to tag SAIT Alumni when you share them on social. We've got a little card on all the tables, and you can just scan the QR code to do that, okay? And with a quick scan, you can also digitally sign the guest book for one or all of the recipients tonight, and even upload your photos. So all of these messages will then be shared with them and gathered in, and the award recipients will get a traditional guest book with the entries that we've already done in McDonald Hall. So just to remember, you only need to sign once, okay? All right. I'd like to take a moment to introduce Elder Betty Lou Crazy Boy Many Feathers, who's joined us tonight, a respected member of the Piikani Nation and a dedicated advocate for her community. With over 20 years of experience in social work, she has exemplified the values of generosity and service. Her work is deeply rooted in the identity as a proud Indigenous woman, and she actively promotes the importance of cultural heritage and community well-being. She received an honorary degree from SAIT just in June, and in her current position as the Elder in Residence, she remains dedicated to supporting SAIT's Indigenous students and fostering an environment of inclusivity and understanding. And we're grateful to have her here tonight. I'd like to invite Elder Betty Lou Crazy Boy Many Feathers to come up and bring greetings.
Hello. Okay, yeah. Where's not my phone? Somebody's phone. Okay. Connection matsim wa. Nisto ni chinskasim. Semiokotoke. Tikachsitek. Kana ipstopis. In my language, I greeted all of you, and I thank you, all of you, being here. It's an honor for me. My traditional name, which I honor very much, is Simiokotoki, and that means long time rock. My English name, Betty Lou Crazy Boy, and my traditional name is Many Feathers. I was asked to come. It's an honor for me when someone asks for me to help out. That's what I do. So what I'm going to do is offer blessings to the Alumni and everyone that's here. We all have a safe journey home. Ayon na pinatusi. Kanes po mo sa magsisipstopia. Kimisapstoki. Muksi agaw sa puku ya amoy. Iskisimat saya. Spo mo sa amoksi. Kimisa amoki. Agit soso kita piyamasi. Aniskisimat saya. Kaneki makinan. Siksiki mataps pinana mamosuko nitwa kahpinan. Kitsika kume mapstuki. Kitesi mahkat. Kitsika kume. Hai.
Thank you so much, Betty Lou, for your empowering words, very moving. I'd like to invite SAIT's leader to say a few words. Would you please welcome SAIT President and CEO, Dr. David Ross.
Well, good evening, everyone. That's a cold crowd, I gotta tell you. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you, Rich. And what would the alumni boards be without Rich and what he brings and all he brings to this institution in terms of his attitude? We were just talking about it a few minutes ago. I can't imagine a better ambassador for this organization. And again, thank you. Betty Lou, thank you all always for being here and sharing some kind words. I have to share with the group, I hope you don't mind. Betty Lou just gave me this amazing pin to put on this evening, which I think is so representative of the challenges we still face in terms of supporting Indigenous people, and I just wanted to thank you very much for that. I also want to take a moment to thank Max and the team from Losh Monix. You've stood with us for so long and such an important part of what we do in terms of our alumni programming and beyond that. The partnership now goes over 30 years, and that's a long time. 3 decades of support, 3 decades of understanding what's necessary in order to support not just evenings like this, but the overall support for our graduates as they go forward, and we are very deeply grateful. Thank you, Max. On a more somber note, I do want to share something that I think is very important. This past October, we lost a member of our distinguished alumni circle, Dennis Chorney. Now, many of you I know knew Dennis. I can share with you one of the first people I met when I came to SAIT many years ago was Dennis. He made me very aware in terms of what he thought of the institution in such a positive way. A big supporter of our graduates, a big supporter of our athletics programs, and just an amazing SAIT alumni. He had a long and very successful career in the energy industry, supported us throughout his entire life, and in passing was really a great loss to our community. And Dennis will be deeply missed. And I'm very grateful for all the contributions he made to the institution, but most importantly, to our graduates and the students that he mentored and spent time with. It really is a passion. It's the passion of alumni like him, like Dennis, that I think makes tonight's gathering so meaningful. It really is one of my favorite nights of the year. You heard already about the start of the school year and the energy, and to have this sort of right on top of the start of that school year, I think is indicative of how every year there's not only a recognition of the history and of the success of our people, but there's a renewal in what we do. And as the fall comes and we see those new graduates walking on campus in the early morning hours, all very excited, looking forward to what's next for them, I can say on a very selfish basis, it's a real battery charger for me. And I love this time of year, and this is certainly part of that. Tonight, we're very honored to recognize what I think are 5 remarkable individuals. Craig, Dean, Zach, Nadine, Linda, I saw you somewhere when I came in, but when I read the bios, and I know I've talked to them all, and I'm looking forward to meeting them more this evening. Some I know quite well. I can't imagine better role models. I can't imagine better leaders that we get to celebrate this evening. Each of you I know, you embody something that's extremely powerful. You have drive, you have spark, a certain boldness that sets you apart. And your accomplishments, it is more than talent. I mean, we often think people have talent and that's why they accomplish things. I think that's part of it, but I also think there's a mindset involved, an attitude, if you will. Whether you're curious, whether you have courage, whether you have commitment, whatever that might look like, I believe the 5 people that you're going to see this evening have that in spades. You've certainly embraced change. Change, it's interesting. I can remember my parents talking to me about change, and there was a finality to change for them. As soon as we get this over with, we're going to be okay. Change is going to stop. That doesn't happen anymore. Change is consistent. Every day, things are evolving, and I'd argue accelerating. That change, in fact, is even faster than it has ever been. And here we are in the middle of it, and I think the people that you're going to see this evening embrace that and take advantage of what that has to offer. You are all very bold in your actions, and I can share with you that that truly does resonate with me. Earlier this year, we launched a new strategic plan. Interesting, it's the first time we've done a strategic plan that's, instead of 5 years long or so, this one is 3 years long. Because it's getting harder to look around the corner. It's getting harder to stop to think, well, what's going to happen next? How do you plan for it? What do you do to take advantage of it? But it really does mean that you have to get things done, you have to get on with things, and that comment about being bold, taking calculated but important risks, and it really is, at the very fundamental level, about making things happen. It means inspiring others, stepping up when it matters, which I think is critical, leading with purpose, not just leading for the sake of and turning every challenge you can into an opportunity. And I think that really does embody the people we're going to celebrate this evening. Our award recipients tonight are really examples of all of this. And what's truly inspiring is that each of you once walked onto the campus one of those early frosty mornings I just talked about for the first time. I can share with you, it's funny how you remember those things. My first time onto a post-secondary campus as a student was a long time ago. But I still remember it. I remember arriving that first day, and it was a combination of fear and anticipation. I don't know which was more dominant. Probably the fear. But I came out of a small town, a really small, tiny town. I was going to the big city, and it wasn't that big a city, but from where I'm from, it was a big city. And there I had to make it. I had to find my way. But I look back, and those are important steps. And now we see people come onto campus, experience that, go through our programs, and end up to where some of them are celebrated like we are celebrating this evening. So important to see that evolution, to see that success. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time, I believe, for all the people that are involved from the start right through to career success, and one that we need to celebrate. So every day I walk on campus, I see the next wave of what will be the future alumni are ready to follow in what are your footsteps. And you are, again, such outstanding examples and such outstanding role models to share. So you do inspire greatness. People know who you are, and that really, when you think of what SAIT does, our purpose, we prepare students for this success, for what tomorrow's opportunities are. I think that's such a critical piece. I can share with you, when I went to school, you thought you could go to school and you had enough understanding and learning that would last you for a whole career. I'm not sure that's the case anymore, by the way. I'm not sure you don't have to go back and retool and find new ways to take advantage of what those opportunities are. So things have changed. Things have changed. The other thing that I think is changing is the way people are learning. That I don't think we learn the same way as they did when I went to school. I can share with you, my son, he wouldn't know a textbook if it hit him in the head. Now, I'm not sure that's a good thing, but anyway. But he learns. He learns in different ways. He learns through his friends. Of course, he's a digital native. I'm a visitor at best. But there he is, learning in different ways. And I think the people we're going to celebrate this evening, though, have embraced that change, have embraced the understanding of what it takes to continue to be successful. Our alumni, in general, though, play a critical role. And I just want to make a couple of comments in terms of shaping our future. Many of you give back through mentorship, sharing your time, expertise with the next generation. Our industry partners, absolutely critical. I mean, there really isn't a day go by here at SAIT where we don't talk about our industry partners and how critical they are to our success. They help us stay current, they help us innovate, they help us stay relevant. And interesting conversations today. I can share with you with our industry partners, we often would have conversations 10 years ago where they would say, listen, I need a skill set of the graduates to know how to do this. Whereas today we have conversations trying to figure out what skill sets they need. That's how rapidly things are changing. The world is changing very, very fast, and SAIT is changing with it, I'm happy to say. And I do just want to take a moment to share with you some of those risks, some of those bold investments that we're making here at the institution in spaces that I know are going to transform how our students learn, as I just mentioned, and how our alumni continue to connect with us. 4 projects I'm going to mention. First of all, when you all came in, if you hadn't seen it already, there's a massive construction site. I think SAIT's national bird now is the construction crane, but that's another old joke. That's a dad joke, right? That you're supposed to. Soon to be certainly a vibrant part of this campus. The Taylor Family Campus Center is critical. It's just not about just learning in the classroom. It's about learning outside the classroom, and that'll be a centerpiece for that. I recently announced the Imperial Energy Innovation Center down in the southeast, a very generous donation from Imperial Oil in terms of a research facility which is going to afford us the opportunity to take our applied research program in energy to a whole new international level. Very exciting. A new downtown campus edition which will be opening Monday, and I guess the public opening is on the 6th of October. And this is a cutting-edge program in terms of cybersecurity. I encourage, if anybody hasn't seen it already, to take advantage of that. The part that I find interesting about this, certainly cybersecurity, we all face those challenges every day. But the part in terms of education that's interesting is this is a simulator. And it's really part of the gamification of education, so that people now can go and experience education in a very different learning environment. But it's about scenarios, it's about what would you do if you were found in a challenging cybersecurity situation. And finally, one that probably the one least known about so far is very excited through a generous donation from the POW Foundation in Banff to be opening a new hospitality and tourism campus in Banff in 2027. An iconic destination for tourism and one we're very proud to be part of going forward. New spaces, strength of people. This really ensures that SAIT remains at the front of applied education. And that's why this year as well we launched our Real Futures campaign with a $150 million target. The campaign will allow us to stay on par with changes, as you can imagine, in technology, the economy, and most importantly, the needs of our learners. And I can't underline that enough. We see graduates entering the workforce going through rapid transformation. Entry-level jobs we often talk about these days. What are they going to be 2, 3 years next year in terms of what those opportunities are going to look like? Upskilling, reskilling, micro-credentials, adaptability, I'd argue resilience. Resilience, especially what we've gone through in the first half of this decade. Real Futures is about creating a future that's, again, as bold as the people stepping into it. So tonight, as we honor in closing the achievements of our recipients, we're also celebrating, I believe, the inspiration that all of you provide for our students, following in your footsteps, and for the SAIT community as a whole. Thank you for being here. Thank you for leading by example, and thank you for continuing to shape the legacy of SAIT. Congratulations to all of our recipients this evening, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Ross. You know, you mentioned the evolution of education, and I'm very lucky to have been an instructor here for almost 20 years, and you see these students come into your program at 17 and 18 years old, and I ask them what their dream is, and I've had the wonderful perspective of watching dreams come true. And then for a few, maybe more than a few, real life starts to outperform their dream, and that's what we're here to do tonight, just to celebrate that. It's an incredible celebration that recognizes the remarkable achievements of our SAIT grads. So, each of these awards behind me here are designed and crafted by a fellow SAIT graduate, Michael Perks of Little Monkey Metalworks. Michael began his journey in SAIT's Millwright program and transformed his technical training into a passion for metal art. And boy, did he hit a home run with these. His creativity and skill come together in these stunning pieces that I hope you get a chance to look at tonight, including the life-size version of the Catalyst. Just as you're coming in off of 16th Avenue, you might have noticed it. It's about 25, 30, 35 feet high. It's gorgeous, and yeah, we're really happy that we can showcase the talent of one of our own in such a meaningful way. So thank you so much to Michael and his wife Claire for these beautiful awards. The first award tonight is named in honor of a dear friend of ours, Clarence Hollingworth. He passed away in 2023 at the remarkable age of 107 years old. Yeah. Clarence's connection to SAIT actually began in 1921. He was 6 years old, and he watched the laying of the Heritage Hall cornerstone right out there. He later attended Calgary Normal School in Heritage Hall. He studied electronics here, and eventually he returned as a faculty member teaching in the electrical department for 28 years. In 2019, we established this award, the Clarence Hollingworth Alumni Employee Award of Excellence, to celebrate Clarence's enduring legacy as both a graduate and then a dedicated employee. And I cannot tell you how proud I am to say that I was the first recipient of that award. It's something that means a great deal to me. Oh. I'd like to invite Dr. Janet Welch to the stage to introduce this year's Clarence Hollingworth Alumni Employee Award of Excellence recipient.
They gave me specific instructions about how to do this, so hopefully I got it right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you. I'm Janet Welch, Vice President Academic here at SAIT. Clarence's story was one of pride, loyalty, and enduring impact. And this award recognizes a graduate who has come full circle, someone who excelled in their industry and returned to SAIT to share that experience with the next generation. This year's recipient, my colleague, Linda Holden, a proud member of the Métis Nation of Alberta, embodies those values in every sense. Her journey began at SAIT in 1991 when she enrolled in the aircraft maintenance program. The only woman in her class, Linda didn't just find her place. She excelled, building a career that took her from crew chief to inspector to project manager. In 2006, she returned to SAIT as an instructor, bringing real-world expertise into the classroom. Since then, her leadership has taken her from program chair to associate dean, and now dean of both the School of Transportation and the School of Manufacturing and Automation. In the School of Transportation, she has guided the launch of programs in emerging fields like electric vehicle technology and drones, while forging major partnerships, including a landmark agreement with Lufthansa Technique Canada and a new scholarship program supporting future aviation students. At the same time, she has championed the School of Manufacturing and Automation, ensuring programs evolve with industry and graduates that are job-ready from day one. And yet, despite her many accomplishments, Linda is known as a humble leader, one who shares credit with her team and works tirelessly to open doors for others, especially women in aviation and technology. A trailblazer, a leader, a role model, and like Clarence Hollingworth, someone whose pride in SAIT shines through everything she does. Let's take a closer look at her story and see why she was selected as this year's Clarence Hollingworth Alumni Employee Award of Excellence recipient.
You found it? When I went to SAIT for aircraft maintenance, never would I have thought I'd be the Dean of the School of Transportation and the School of Manufacturing and Automation. 30 years later, it's amazing how life takes you down paths that you never really anticipate. Aviation's like a disease. Once you have it, you can never get rid of it. Once you're kind of exposed to that and smell the burning jet fuel, it's kind of hard to get rid of. I feel that right now the time is perfect to elevate the profile in the Calgary area. Our community is becoming more aware that we have a strong aviation industry here, and it's building to become stronger and stronger. So impact's a big word. My impact, I want it to be around supporting that aviation industry and ecosystem to grow and grow and grow into what it can potentially be from a global, national perspective. I love what I do. It's an opportunity that I'm really grateful for. I guess as a lifelong learner, this is the perfect fit for me. I think I always had it maybe in the back of my mind that this is something I want to do, is come back to SAIT and be an instructor. But I also understood the value of having that industry experience first. There's so many challenges for our students, but that doesn't mean we don't stop trying and always ask ourselves, what can we be doing better? When you're the only female walking into a hangar and you're new, you don't know anybody, it could be pretty intimidating. And I was lucky. Throughout my career, I've had individuals who really took me under their wing or just accepted me, and I've always been grateful and thankful for that. The timing was perfect. I had been in industry over 13 years. I was licensed, I had good experience. I think I was ready, and I don't think I would have been ready before that. You have to have that sweet spot of experience so that you can kind of extend that confidence to your students. I'm really a strong believer in leadership is about building relationships, and that's kind of how I feel when I deal with my faculty and my industry partners. It's kind of like family.
Congratulations, Linda!
Wow, a trailblazer, a leader, a role model. I'd like to invite Dr. Ross and Linda to come up for the presentation of the award. I'd also like to invite Jennifer Russell, the Director of Indigenous Engagement, to come up and present a Métis sash to Linda. The sash is a central cultural symbol of Métis identity and history. It's worn as a symbol of resilience, enduring spirit, and pride in the community. The different colors that are woven into the sash carry specific meanings. The red represents the bloodshed by the Métis people fighting for their rights. The blue symbolizes the depth of Métis spirits. The green symbolizes the fertility and the growth of the Métis nation. And yellow stands for the hope and prosperity of the Métis people.
So Heather, your team sure knows how to put on a party and sure knows how to make a girl feel pretty special. So thank you. And the Métis sash, what a beautiful touch. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Clarence Hollingworth, fun fact, we're both born in Manitoba. So Clarence was born in St. Boniface, Manitoba. I looked up his obituary, which is kind of weird, but you can learn a lot from him in obituary. And he was born in St. Boniface, Manitoba, and I was born in Winnipeg. And both of our birthdays are in March, so I thought that was pretty cool. Clarence Hollingworth was a strong supporter of education community, and it's great to see his legacy live on in this award. I'm deeply honored to receive the Clarence Hollingworth Award. Standing here tonight, I'm reminded of my own journey at SAIT, which began in 1991 through when I started the aircraft maintenance program. I remember walking on campus, walking down to the old campus center in the Orpheus Theater, for those of you who are circa 1991. Yeah, and I remember I was from Manitoba and I didn't know anybody. And back then we didn't have smartphones and the phones still were attached to the wall. You're dating yourselves if you're laughing, by the way. And so yeah, like I didn't know anybody, didn't know where the best pizza joint was, didn't know where to go get my hair cut. So it was quite a shift. It was quite a change, and we talk about change and how change helps us be resilient as well. And so I think that helped me be resilient. It's not an exaggeration to say that SAIT changed my life. So when I think about my time here, it's not only about the moments, the big moments, but it's as much about the little things. A kind word from a colleague, a student who made me a flower out of Lockhart once, and they wrote a little note saying, really enjoyed your class, the little things. The shared laughs with colleagues, the 30-second interactions we have with students every day in the elevator. It's really about the little things. The chance to learn something new, help someone take that step forward in their own journey. These moments might seem minor at the time, they might seem small and insignificant, but together they've shaped the person I've become. Working at SAIT has given me a purpose, fulfillment, and a community that I'm proud to be a part of. Every day I'm reminded that the little things matter. Showing up as your authentic self, listening, caring, and doing your best in whatever role you have here. Over time, those little things do add up to something much bigger. Lives transformed, opportunities created, and a stronger community. We are all better together. Hopefully I'll get some brownie points for that. So I want to express my gratitude to my colleagues, my mentors, and to the larger SAIT community. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do the work I love and for recognizing me in this way. Thank you.
I don't know, Linda. I don't think you need any brownie points. Just point to the trophy. I remember that old campus center with the Orpheus Theater, and I remember Spartacus Lounge as well, for those of you that remember that. I was a 17-year-old kid, and for those of you that are from Calgary, Daryl Jans interviewed me to get into the program. He's on every billboard, and he's like, "What do you want in the program?" I'm like, what do you say to him? Linda, congratulations. I'm so proud of you, so happy that you're our winner this year. Your leadership, your vision, your dedication, it's inspired so many people across SAIT, across the industry, and throughout our community. Yay is right. Let's give her another big round of applause. We're just getting started. That's just 1 out of 5 awards. What a great night already, eh? Up next, we will present not 1, but 2 graduates with our Outstanding Young Alumni Award. Now, this award recognizes those who have graduated from SAIT in the last 10 years and who are 35 years or younger. That's why they say young. And they exhibit exceptional achievements in their career and community. Would you please welcome Paul Norris to present the next award.
Thank you, Richard. Congratulations, Linda. And congratulations to Richard on winning the Clarence Hollingsworth in the past. He's also the defending champion in our SAIT Fantasy Football League. So congrats, Richard. Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul Norris. I'm an architectural technologies instructor in the School of Construction. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce one of this year's Outstanding Young Alumni Award recipients, Zach Maddle. I had the huge honor of teaching Zach during his time at SAIT. I can honestly say that he is one of the most driven and inspiring individuals I've ever met. His story is not just about overcoming adversity, it's about perspective, perseverance, and never being a victim. At just 10 years old, Zach's life changed dramatically when a severe staph infection led to the amputation of his fingers and legs. He was on life support for 3 weeks, was in hospital for 6 months, and has had, in his words, more surgeries than he can count. What could have been a devastating setback became the foundation for a life built on resilience and strength. Always an active child, Zach initially played sledge hockey, but he couldn't hold the stick, and wheelchair basketball, but it's pretty hard to shoot a basketball with no fingers. But those are jokes. He's doing okay. Thanks. But by 16, he had discovered wheelchair rugby, also known as murder ball. His first time out, he was just goofing around, not knowing that the coach of the national team was watching. After the first game, the coach approached his mum, Wendy, and asked if Zach could accompany the national team to Germany. She said no. After his second game, the coach asked Wendy if Zach could come try out for the national team, and she said no, he's still in high school. After his third game, the coach approached her again and said they're sending 12 players to the 2012 Paralympics in London, and that he wanted Zach to be a part of that after his third game. Zach accepted and sort of said, well, I guess I'm a rugby player now. And since then, he's become one of the top players in the world, competing in 4 Paralympic Games, winning the silver medal in London, and earning multiple individual awards, including the most valuable player at the World Championships. Beyond sport, Zach graduated from the SAIT's Architectural Technologies program with a 3.8 GPA, all while balancing his athletic career. My retired colleague Mark Boussier recalls how every day Zach would roll his wheelchair to the highest tier of the classroom, a simple action that spoke volumes about his outlook, always pushing higher and never settling. It also just happened to be where his friends were sitting, so nice friends, you would have thought they would have sat at the front, but they decided to sit in the back. Today, his vision is to make Canada more accessible for everyone. He's completed the Rick Hansen Foundation Accessibility Certification and always champions inclusive design wherever he goes. Zach is also a mentor and a community leader, supporting junior wheelchair rugby programs, visiting newly injured individuals, and speaking at schools and hospitals. His message is always clear. Resilience, adaptability, and strength are choices we can all make. Please join me in celebrating Zach Maddell, an outstanding graduate, a fierce advocate, and a true leader. And now I invite you to turn your attention to the screens for a short video highlighting Zach's journey.
I've been representing Canada on the world stage since I was 16 years old, so it's been a huge part of my life since 2011. I took a little bit of time off to go to SAIT to get my architectural technology diploma and realized I wasn't quite done pursuing those dreams of being a Paralympian and trying to bring home a gold medal for Canada. Here we are though, officially retired and ready to take on the next chapter. The reason I went to SAIT is because I wanted to increase accessibility in Canada, raise awareness for that, and make Canada a more usable place for all of us. And so the plan is to go out there and find an architecture firm or start my own firm maybe someday to do some accessibility consulting and work with builders and designers to make sure we're doing everything we can to make the built environments the most usable for as many people as possible. I'm currently working in a sales position for a home medical distributor here in Victoria. And part of that, we have an accessibility department where we can install ramps, stair lifts in people's homes to make their lives a little bit easier and so they can have a more usable dwelling and age in place. Sport played a huge role in the recovery. It was a big part of my life. Before my amputations at 10 years old due to a staph infection, it just made sense for sport to be part of my life again, so there was some continuity, I suppose. But the physical benefits are huge, obviously, for rebuilding the body, but also for the mental recovery and the social side of it, just meeting other people that have gone through similar experiences and kind of sharing those experiences, what helped them to deal with it, learning day-to-day life skills again. So it played a huge role in that process. I don't know that the mentoring was really a conscious decision. I think I had so many people support me coming up. I was almost 10 years younger than the next youngest person on Team Canada. When I first made the team, everyone just took me in under their wing and wanted to show me the ropes as quickly as they could. So I think we're just part of a good culture where it feels like our duty to pay that forward and show the next generation of rugby athletes or just para-athletes in Canada what they're capable of. This was a huge honor. Paul Norris shot me an email a couple months back. He was one of my instructors at SAIT, and we obviously built a relationship over the years being there. Told me that he was planning on nominating me for the award. I was blown away by it. Yeah, it did mean a lot.
Wow, eh? I'd like to invite Zach and Dr. Ross on the stage for the presentation of the award, please.
Thank you everyone for being here tonight. I don't love talking about myself, so thank you, Paul, for doing the hard part. I think you covered most of it, so I can keep this nice and short. First of all, I want to say how honored I am to be here, and honestly, how shocked I am to be here in front of you all tonight. With so many other deserving SAIT alumni that are out there having impact on their own communities, it means a lot to be here. And although I graduated from SAIT over 6 years ago, I haven't yet had much of a chance to go out and be part of the architecture industry, but I plan on changing that in the near future, channeling my passion for accessibility and architecture, as well as my experiences traveling the world as a wheelchair user and just the lived experience that comes with that, figuring out how to solve some of those problems that we meet just in our everyday lives. Most recently, I finished the Rick Hansen Foundation Accessibility course for certification course, for professionals, and plan to use skills learned from that to consult on projects that have yet to be built and to audit existing built environments, make this all a bit more usable city, country, and world for all of us, hopefully. Before I go, obviously give a big thanks to my family and friends who were able to be here tonight to support me. Big thanks to everybody from the AT program for nominating me and making this happen tonight. And obviously, especially want to express gratitude to Paul Norris. We've had many conversations leading up to tonight to maybe help me overcome some of the imposter syndrome I was experiencing when he mentioned he wanted to nominate me. I think you helped put that in perspective, and tonight showed that. Lastly, I want to dedicate this award to my grandfather, Harry Andrews, who sadly couldn't be here tonight. He passed a few weeks ago. But looking back, I think that he's a huge part of the reason I decided to go into this program and the architectural technology program at SAIT. Whether it was his stories of working on the McMahon Stadium back in the 1960s, or on hydroelectric dams in Campbell River, or even playing with the Legos that he bought my brother and I for Christmas as a child. I think that all led to me being here today. I don't know that I'd be here today if it wasn't for his influence. And yeah, he was a hardworking draftsman, an incredible artist, and an avid outdoorsman. So I wanted to dedicate this award to him. Thank you all. I hope you have great rest of your evenings. And like Linda said, thank you, SAIT. You sure know how to make a girl feel special.
You might want to take this. Don't forget that. Well, Zach, you may be surprised, but I don't think there is any person in this room that is. Wow, your strength, your leadership, and your vision, awe-inspiring. What an inspiring story. And yeah, Paul, it's pretty cool to be able to watch our students grow and start wonderful careers like this. So, all right, now we're excited to introduce our second outstanding Young Alumni Award recipient, another remarkable individual, surprise, surprise, whose achievements and impacts continue to inspire. I'd like to welcome Rosebud Dakamela, the president of the Afro-Caribbean Student Club and a current fourth-year business administrative student in accounting, to present the next award.
Good evening, everyone. What a powerful evening this has been, and we're only part way through. Hearing stories of tonight's recipients so far has shown me the incredible strength and generosity within the SAIT alumni community. Now, as a student, I've been deeply inspired, not just by what these individuals have achieved, but by how they lift others along the way. It's a true honor to introduce someone who embodies that spirit and who has personally impacted my life and my journey. The second outstanding young alumni recipient is Nadine Niba. Born in Cameroon, Nadine came to Canada with a dream. In 2016, she graduated from SAIT's Bachelor of Applied Business Administration accounting program. Now, today, she is the Alberta Risk Advisory Service Leader at BDO Canada, where her work is shaping the future of governance and innovation. Her career has been defined not just by excellence, but by impact. She's earned accolades such as the CPA Alberta Early Achievement Award, the Calgary Black Achievement Award for Professional Excellence, and recognition as an inclusive leader by Immigration Champions of Canada. What makes Nadine remarkable is her heart for others. She mentors immigrant women, internationally trained accountants, and young professionals, especially women of color. Through her career work with Yes to Amazing, she helps women build confidence, negotiate salaries, and secure meaningful careers. She has guided countless professionals through the CPA designation process and created spaces where people feel supported and empowered. This year, her book, An Immigrant's Guide to Corporate North America, became an Amazon Canada bestseller within just 24 hours. Now that's proof of how widely her message resonates. And here at SAIT, she continues to give back through panels, career fairs, and mentorship programs that leave students like myself feel inspired to succeed. Nadine's story is one of courage, brilliance, and generosity. So please join me in celebrating Nadine Niba. Outstanding graduate, a visionary leader, and a true champion of mentorship and inclusion. And now I invite you all to turn your attention to the screens to learn more about Nadine's inspiring journey.
I've been in business school from the age of 9. I come from Cameroon, and in Cameroon, it is allowed for parents to have their kids specialized at a very young age. Studying accounting from the age of 9, I did not really know any other career path. So then, naturally, when I moved to Canada, I was going to become a CPA. I completely poured myself into mentorship because this is a journey that I had lived myself. Everybody moves to the new country. They have a unique story of challenges. Although the stories are different, the struggle theme is the same. How do I make it in corporate North America? I was easily drawn to be that mentor, to be that person that they can talk to, because I understood it's a story that I had lived. I knew how difficult it was. I wanted to ensure that everybody else that is coming after me does not have it as difficult as I had it. Having lived that difficult phase myself as an international student, it only reinforced why I did not have to drop the advocacy side of me that I was doing back home. And so it just became a continuation. Almost feels like I'm called into this, yeah. I think that I am where I am today because of advocacy and mentorship. I'm just one person. How many people can I talk to every day? So that's what drove me to put everything in a book, so that it's going to reach much more than people I can meet with and speak in person. That's how Quarterback came about. I wanted this book not to talk about the challenges immigrants face. I wanted it to position the immigrant as someone who is taking leadership and ownership of their career in spite of the challenges and still winning. Your spirit may be broken for a day, but you can't stay there. You need to wake up, go back and keep trying like it never happened, because you believe in yourself so much. This is the kind of attitude I want immigrants to have in corporate North America. Shining the light on my community, the Black community, and the amazing work that we are doing. So many amazing mentors in the Black community, so many amazing people who have been mentoring me, pouring life into me. And so I'm truly, truly happy that this is happening right now, because it's not just for me, it's for everybody else that represents me, that looks like me, that looks up to me. When you rise as a community, it's more impactful than rising alone. That's just it.
I'd like to invite Nadine to the stage for the presentation of the award, please.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the grand finale of the Miss Universe competition. That was a joke. Okay. Honestly, I'm really dedicating this award to SAIT. Thank you so much, SAIT, for honoring me this way tonight. And the reason why I'm doing so is because SAIT chose me. SAIT came to my country, Cameroon, and single-handedly picked me out of that country and brought me to Canada. I was driving back from work one day in Douala, Cameroon in 2014, and I saw a signpost that said, "Study in Canada Fair." It was happening on a Saturday morning. And I said, I'm gonna go for this. So the next day, I show up at the hotel at 9 a.m., looking very lost and confused. And this very handsome, polite gentleman, I think his name was Josh, he met me at the reception of the hotel and said, "Oh, you look lost." I said, "Yes, I came for the Study in Canada Career Fair. Is this where it's happening?" And he said, "Yeah, come with me, I'm from SAIT." And then he takes me to his table and tells me about all the programs that SAIT was offering. And I completed an application with him there that day. And 1 month later, I got an admission offer from SAIT. And because of that one decision 10 years ago, I moved to Canada. I built my dream career. I became a Canadian citizen, and my entire family, mom, dad, siblings, everyone is seated with me here tonight. just because of the kindness of that one person who met me in Cameroon that day. So this goes back to SAIT. Thank you so much. And the next story I'm going to tell you is something that has always shaped everything that I live for and I stand for. So on this summer day in 2011, where the stock market had closed with a headline that stunned the world, Apple had become the most valuable company on earth in 2011, closing the stock market that day with its stock price exceeding Microsoft. And at this time, Steve Jobs was leading Apple. And if you remember, Steve Jobs had once been fired from Apple as the CEO of Apple. And then when Apple was struggling as a company, he was called back to become the CEO of Apple. And so he came back to rebuild a struggling company, and stock and product after product, he worked tirelessly till that fateful day when Apple once again became the greatest company in the world. And on that day, at the end of business, he wrote a letter to his team, and he said, "Today, Apple became the most valuable company in the world." That's good, but this is what I want to tell you. As a company, as people, we are only as great as our next best product, so go back to work. And so when I received the CPA Early Achievement Award last year, I said to myself, what is my next best product going to be? And I decided to put my story in a book that was going to reach more people than the people that I could reach in my immediate circle. Because for me, when you reach a milestone, it's not to sit down and celebrate. It is, what am I going to do next? And as I received the SAIT award tonight, I still ask myself that question, what am I going to do next? And so as I'm thanking everyone here, all the amazing people in the crowd tonight, I'm really thanking SAIT, the amazing CEOs, everybody who received this award tonight. I want to let you know that I'm going to come to all of you and knock your doors so that we can work together for our next best product. Thank you.
Wow. Fantastic, eh? What a story. Nadine, we don't have a George that works at SAIT. I'm kidding. That was a joke. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. Hey, just wanted to mention as well, the videos that you're watching here, they will be live on SAIT's Alumni YouTube channel tomorrow. So please, if you want to rewatch it again or share it with other people. Great job, Nadine. And what a dress, eh? Holy, that's fantastic. You dress like that and everybody's going to open the door. Your leadership and mentorship and your unwavering commitment, what a story. Empowering others, it's truly inspirational. Thank you so much for being here, and man, George deserves a raise. We're proud to honor you as one of this year's outstanding young alumni, along with Zach. Our next award we're presenting is the Distinguished Alumni Award. Now, this award celebrates SAIT graduates who have demonstrated exceptional leadership in business or industry while also making a meaningful impact in their communities. These individuals are shining examples of how dedication, vision, and generosity can ignite opportunity and inspire others. And tonight we are proud to honor not just one, but two. That's right, two remarkable alumni who exemplify these qualities, and they're helping shape bold futures. Please welcome Janet Segato, SAIT's Associate Vice President Academic, to present the first of this year's Distinguished Alumni Awards.
Thank you, Richard. This evening, we've been celebrating the extraordinary accomplishments of SAIT alumni who are shaping industries, communities, and futures. I know I've been personally touched by all of the stories and celebrating with all of you. Few embody that spirit more fully than our next award recipient, Craig Skog. Craig graduated from SAIT's Business Administration program in 2001, and today he is the president and CEO of Olympia Trust Company, where he has become a tireless advocate for Canada's private capital markets. Under his leadership, Olympia has grown significantly to employing hundreds in Calgary and Vancouver, while helping countless Canadian startups secure the capital they need to grow. That passion comes from lived experience. Entrepreneurship gave Craig the chance to be his own boss, something he says that has been one of the greatest rewards of his journey. And through Olympia, he is creating opportunities for others to do the same, giving future entrepreneurs access to the capital they need to take risks, to innovate, and to build. But Craig's story is also about resilience and generosity. As a child, he survived a brain tumor and was part of the very first Dreams Take Flight trip to Disneyland. For the past 26 years, he has given back to that same organization as a volunteer, advocate, and donor through Olympia Trust and his family. His philanthropy extends even further. Through the Olympia Charitable Foundation, Craig has donated nearly $5 million to causes across Canada, including more than $300,000 each year to employee-chosen charities. And of course, Craig has never forgotten where his journey began. A proud SAIT graduate, he played a pivotal role in launching Canada's first financial technology and innovation major in the Bachelor of Business Administration degree here at SAIT, and through Olympia has provided nearly $100,000 in student awards, investing in the next generation of innovators and leaders. Craig Skog is a visionary, an entrepreneur, and a community builder, and he reminds us that success isn't just about what we achieve for ourselves, but what we make possible for others. Please join me in congratulating Craig. And let's take a closer look at his remarkable journey.
You know, you only get one shot as far as I'm aware, and you might as well leave as big of a mark as you can in as many places as you can. Once I kind of got through the storm, you know, some advice from, you know, counselors and my parents and even friends make me recognize that there's really not a lot to be scared of when you've kind of faced death's door at a young age. So then you kind of approach a lot of life with a bit of fearlessness. Lifting others up, you can do that financially, you can do that through your time, and I think it's just a responsibility. I mean, nothing boils my blood more than those who have reached the pinnacles of society and don't give back at all. If we want to try and make, whether it's your community, your city, your province, your country, the world a better place, you have to give back if you're in a position to do so. Otherwise, you know, what hope do we have? When I finished university, I had 2 job offers. I had one from my dad, who'd started Olympia, and he didn't really know what I was going to do here, but he said he'd figure out something. And an alternate was in the music industry. They offered me more money than my dad, but I wanted to get to know my dad better. I decided to follow him, and the rest, they say, is history. What I, to this day, really appreciate about SAIT was that they cut to the chase and gave me a real education in business, the foundation, the fundamentals that really let me kind of approach the business world with a lot of confidence. I mean, even in my first couple weeks, I was pointing out problems in the marketing at Olympia and how we needed to change things, and that was from nowhere other than the education I got before I started on my first day. Working with SAIT, I like to add value wherever I can, and one of the things I spoke to faculty and admin about was that there's a lot of entrepreneurs there that may not even be in the business program. So I work with them on a program about how to raise capital for small businesses, where to find capital, so that hopefully some students, whatever program they're in, that have a passion to go start something can go start it. I think the entrepreneurial journey is one worth taking. You're probably not going to succeed your first time, but you shouldn't get discouraged by that. That's just learning.
Maybe you'll get to the point where you build a really big company, or maybe you'll just build a really nice little niche business where you get to live every day of your life doing what you love. The freedom of being an entrepreneur is huge. You know, being your own boss, it's the best gift you can ever give yourself.
Another inspiring alumni. And now I'd please like to welcome Craig, a leader whose vision and generosity continue to ignite potential and create bold futures for others, to accept the award and say a few words.
Step 1, don't have the microphone in front of your face. Step 2, stop crying. I have words written. For those who know me, that's not like me, but I'm gonna read it once I figure out how to make it work on my iPhone. But my name's on a table there. Like, that's a big deal. Sorry guys, give me 1 second here. I stand here tonight deeply humbled. There it goes again. With the help of family and friends, I'd like to think I've stayed fairly humble in spite of many successes. But it's becoming hard to deny that I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. I own many leather-bound books, and my home smells of rich mahogany. For those of you confused, that was complete plagiarism from a Will Ferrell movie. But SAIT can't do anything about it because I don't go to school here anymore. In all seriousness, never in my wildest dreams would I have the life I have. Would I be honored by my post-secondary school, a school much bigger than the one I left? 300,000 or so graduates, and you picked me and put my name on a table. Wow. To my fellow honorees, congratulations, you guys. I was inspired learning some of your stories, and this honor is clearly well-deserved by all of you. It's clear we've all faced challenges. Linda, with your Métis background. Zach, like me at youth, facing big challenges, and with your amputations, I can't believe what you've done. Nadine, as a new immigrant, you inspire me. Dean, your rugged good looks, your intact hairline, I don't know how you do it. In all seriousness, guys, though, you've inspired, you're inspirational and so deserving. Dean, you know it's true. See, it's not a tough crowd, you just gotta have good jokes. SAIT, thank you for giving me in just 2 years, you done? A foundation strong enough to build a career on. What I learned here wasn't just accounting or marketing. I learned how to think. I learned how to question the status quo and how to solve problems. Those lessons stayed with me long after graduation and remain with me today. When I finished high school, the last thing I wanted was more general schooling. I knew what I wanted to learn, and SAIT provided the no-nonsense approach that I was looking for. In a world full of artificial intelligence, the real-world education provided here on this campus is more valuable than ever. My fondest memory relating to SAIT was when my dad asked, after about a year, "What's your GPA?" And I said, "It's like a 3.9. He said, "You're not drinking enough beer or having enough fun." Me and my friend Andrew, who I went with, who's here tonight, we changed that quickly. The honor of this award means a lot to me, and I look forward to continuing to help the School of Business become even greater than it has since I left all those years ago. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to have a podium like this again, so I'm going to say some thanks personally. I want to thank my mom. Growing up, there were some tough times, particularly surrounding being sick, and she was often my strength, even at great personal cost. Whatever strength you see in me today, much of it started from her. I know you were sad to miss my top 40 under 40, but I couldn't be happier you're here this evening. To my dad, who couldn't be here this evening, but will get to see this via video, thank you for being both a mentor in business and fatherhood. You show me that the lessons of business aren't just about profit and loss. They're about integrity, about keeping your word, about treating people well, and about giving back to the community. And you show me how fun it could be to be a dad, memories of which played a large role in me wanting to become one myself. And partially why I walk with a limp after creating a homemade water slide for my children that didn't go very well. Linda, thank you for being a pillar in our family, and specifically for taking such good care of a man that we all love so much in the past year in particular. I know it's been hard and we're all very grateful. To my friends, thank you for liking me for me long before I became such a big deal. Let's be honest, I'm not for everyone, so if you like me, you're not for everyone either. But I'm sure glad we have each other. To my colleagues, who are also my friends, thank you for being the kind of people who make coming to work feel like we're building something important, not just clocking in. Olympia is a huge part of why I'm standing here tonight, and that's not because of me. That's because of us. Last but not least, I of course need to thank my family, my wife Destin, for seeing things in me that I didn't see in myself, and that other women didn't either. Believing in me when I was unsure, and still doing so to this day, for being my sounding board, my partner, my rock, and my best friend. And to Kendrick and Taylor, the dude in the tux and the girl in a nice dress that shows a little more skin than I like for my daughter, but that's okay. And also to you, Destin, thank you for your unconditional love and the endless fun and laughter you fill my world with. You help drive me to want to leave the world a better place and remind me every day that the real measure of success isn't in profits or paychecks, but in the simple moments we share together. So thank you all again for this honor. I'm grateful, I'm humbled, and I'm inspired to keep working, keep learning, and keep giving back. Thank you.
Wow, that was fantastic. Did you notice he held the microphone the whole time? The whole time. That's the first thing I teach my radio students they don't do. I kind of was half expecting him to start breaking into some Elvis impersonation song to fulfill that dream from a kid of being in music. So congratulations, Craig. Jody, we need joke writers next year for me. Okay, yeah. Thank you for sharing your incredible journey with us. Wow, what a remarkable evening. As we come to our final award of the night, we recognize our second Distinguished Alumni Award recipient, someone whose dedication, mentorship, and commitment to create opportunities for students and emerging professionals continues to make a lasting impact. To present this award and celebrate the achievements of our final honoree, please welcome Jim Zotner, Dean of SAIT School of Construction.
Good evening. It's fitting that we close tonight's award with a story of vision, creativity, and impact, qualities that capture the spirit of this evening so well. Our final recipient is both an innovator and a mentor, apparently has a great hairline as well, Dean Bottomley. Dean founded Dean Thomas Design Group in 2010. And in just 15 years, his firm has become one of the most influential names in custom home design across North America. With hundreds of luxury homes completed, his bold and imaginative work has reshaped Calgary's residential landscape, while earning international acclaim in Canada, the United States, and Mexico. The firm has won the International Property Award for Architecture, recognizing the best house in Canada. Not once, not twice, but 5 times. What makes this achievement even more remarkable is that these awards are usually dominated by architects. And in true SAIT fashion, punching above his weight, Dean, while proudly an architectural technologist and a graduate of SAIT's Architectural Technology program, has received these awards. From the start, Dean paired creativity with courage. Launching his firm in an unpredictable market, he proved that bold ideas could thrive even in challenging times. But Dean's impact goes far beyond design. Of the 14 members of his team, 12 are SAIT graduates. He opens his office and project sites to students, advises on their capstone projects, sponsors industry nights, and created an annual design competition that has provided more than $10,000 to students, recognition that inspires excellence and launches careers. Through his work and mentorship, Dean has built more than homes. He has built opportunities. His influence stretches across North America, shaping extraordinary spaces in the future of the profession. It is a privilege to recognize Dean Bottomley, an innovator, a mentor, and a proud SAIT graduate. Now, let's turn our attention to the screens and share more of his remarkable journey.
I always enjoyed art and drawing, painting, sculpting. Always loved driving around and seeing beautiful houses. That was kind of a passion of mine. Started working for a home builder when I graduated at SAIT, and just really starting to learn more about the design and how people live and how the flow and scale of a house should feel. That really has developed over the years. Honestly, I'm still learning more and more every day. It captivated me, so that grew my passion for it. I just came across architectural technologies and kind of did a little bit of research, understanding the classes and what's involved and whatnot, and I happened to get in, so I just said, well, this must be my next step in life. Hands-on learning, I mean, it's crucial. In order to be a good designer, you need to know how the house is put together, to go out and see the job sites, walk through it, take pictures, and getting right out there and just really seeing everything is invaluable. SAIT gave me a great starting point. Once I moved on and I started to work for a company, it was exponential and how much I learned and how fast. Now, so the value of a coach is like, I can't even explain how valuable it is. It's somebody to really just to bounce ideas off of, somebody that's been through what you've been through. That's probably the biggest part. I mean, when I started my company, I thought I knew it all, and I realized how little I knew. So it's just, the value is huge. I mean, you can't do it by yourself. What drives me is seeing the people that I've hired over the years and seeing them just really grow in their design and how they interact with clients. And I love mentoring to just see what they can create. I've got some amazing staff that work with me. And my time at SAIT, I think the biggest part of how it shaped me is it just fueled me that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, because I really enjoyed it. That's probably the number one thing. It really made me understand this is kind of my calling. Here we are today after 15 years. It's been a ride. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but I mean, it's been, I wouldn't change it for anything.
I'd like to invite Dean to come up for the final presentation of the evening.
Wow. This is pretty crazy, actually. I'm actually speechless, so maybe I should just walk off the stage now. But yeah, you know what, Craig, thank you for ruining everything that I could do in a speech. That was incredible. Zach, Linda, Nadine, unbelievable. So for me to stand up here amongst these amazing people, the SAIT alumni, like walking through the hall, coming in today, is incredible. Seeing, I think it was a list of maybe 40 names, and are you sure I'm supposed to be here, Paul? Are you sure? Okay, well, thank you so much. Yes, this is a great honor. And thank you so much. Like, that video was unbelievable. Distinguished, I saw the wrinkles, so maybe that's what makes me distinguished, because I don't think my family and friends and colleagues would necessarily say distinguished yeah, they might call me like a squirrel or like a lot of different names. Anyways, so yeah, I'm very distracted as well. Just all seriousness, being accepted in the architectural technology program was really a pivotal time of my life. I was never a good student, but when I came to SAIT, I was literally flipping through books, and I'm like, oh, architecture, like I love drawing, I loved all this stuff. So I saw architectural technologies, I'm like, oh, this is cool, I want to be an architect one day. And so I saw that, and I'm like, well, you know what, I'm going to apply. So I did. Filled it all out, and shockingly, I got a call back, and I got accepted. So yeah, it was really a time in my life. Sorry, I don't write speeches, and but it made me realize I was a great student, but I had actually literally found exactly what I was meant to do for my career, and I was very passionate. Like, I love what I do, and I love designing houses, seeing clients move into their new houses. It's unreal. So SAIT actually really gave me the foundation, the tools, and the confidence to pursue my passion for home design, and ultimately opened the door to my first job in the industry with Greenboro Homes, where I worked for 7 years and learned so much about the whole residential industry, along with developing amazing relationships along the way. So, and now today I love having students come in and work for us for summer students, and half of them become long-term employees. Some of them have worked for me right now for 4 to 12 years. Ryland, is that 12 years, I think? Yeah, thank you for being here. But yes, it's really been amazing being involved in SAIT over the years and hosting home design competitions for the students and seeing the incredible amount of talent coming out of the years. It's been 15 years now that I started Dean Thomas Design Group, and have hired probably 24 graduates. So thank you, SAIT, for supplying these for me. So to be here tonight, surrounded by some of my closest friends, colleagues, family, and loved ones, sitting here in the back there, honestly, I wouldn't, your support, constant support over the years, and I honestly wouldn't be standing here without you. In many ways, you really should be up here, because I don't think I'm that distinguished. So you've made me look very good over the years. So I've been very fortunate to work alongside incredibly talented and amazing people who have supported me and lifted me higher than I could have gone on my own. I have an amazing team at Dean Thomas Design Group. I wish I could have invited all of them. But that would have been too many people. So they literally are second to none. Unbelievable people, which all pretty much came from SAIT. So I do have to give a special thank you. There's a lot of lights in my eyes. There's Larry Thompson over there. So he's here with his wife Dawn this evening. Larry took me under his wing when I was just a young pup in SAIT program. We were just conversating earlier, and we've got little different stories on when we met. But anyways, we met, and he must have seen something in me, either that or he felt guilty because I actually volunteered for him for 6 months. You remember that, Larry? Yeah, you don't. Yeah. Until he felt bad, he hired me. So, but in all seriousness, Larry, your guidance, your support, and your candid conversations have really shaped me in ways I can't fully express, and I'll always be grateful, and you'll always be a dear friend. So, thank you. Anyways, it's been quite a ride these past 20 plus years since graduating. I'm aging ourselves, Craig. Yeah, I know. You graduated earlier than me, though, so you're older than me. My hair is good, but I have noticed thinning. I love what I do, and I just hope that students coming from SAIT, and when they come see us and chat with me, like, I hope that they just feel the same passion that I do, and I love giving that inspiration to them, and obviously hired many of them, so and the whole experience throughout SAIT is something I'll never forget. Finally, Paul Norris, I see you. I know you're the one who put me up for this. I know it's not a simple task. Like, you literally have to write a bunch of stuff, and I mean, thank you for believing that my career has been worth recognizing. It's been a privilege really getting to know you. We've become close friends, and inspiring to see your passion for mentoring students and helping the next generation of SAIT students achieve their own success. Thank you, everyone. This is absolutely an incredible honor, and I can't go without mentioning this whole production. Like, this is unbelievable, you guys. Like, so, like, give a hand for that. Yeah. That's it. Thank you so much.
I can tell you, Dean, that the thinning hairline only gets worse. Paul Norris. I almost feel bad beating you in fantasy football this year. Almost. Dean, grad of the Architectural Technologies program, and Zach, also a grad of the Architectural Technologies program. Did you bring a resume? I just wanted, Craig wrote these jokes for me, okay? Congratulations, Dean. Your creativity, generous mentorship, and commitment to building both homes and futures make you an outstanding graduate. So proud of you. Wow, what a powerful way to close out this evening. A wonderful evening of inspiration. As we reflect on all of our tonight's honorees, I'm reminded of something that author Dennis Waitley once said. The most successful people are those who constantly are learning, growing, and evolving. And each of our recipients has shown that's exactly what it looks like. They come in here with their dreams, and real life has outperformed those dreams. Throughout the way they support us, the way they support SAIT and others, and help strengthen our community, so thank you. This concludes our formal awards presentations. Once again, I would like to congratulate all of the 2025 Alumni Award recipients, Linda, Zach, Nadine, Craig, Dean, and just congratulations for being here. Thank you for everything you've done. And yes, if you haven't seen, their names are on tables. I think Craig is going to try and pry his decal off and stick it on the car on the way home. Yeah, you can leave that on the car for the whole year, right? Next year you got to give it back though. Okay. Hard to believe the evening's drawing to a close. You'll notice some glasses of bubbly are being passed around for a toast we'll be having in just a few minutes. There is a non-alcoholic version if that's what you'd like, so please just let our team know that. It's really been a joy to come together with all of you and celebrate these incredible award recipients. I really feel so incredibly fortunate to be part of this special night every year and to honor the outstanding graduates who began that journey right here at SAIT. I want to also thank again Elder Betty Lou Crazy Boy Many Feathers for honoring us with her words of wisdom. Thank you so much. And let us take a moment to recognize and applaud everyone who did make this tonight so special. Really, tonight, it would not be possible without the generous support of our presenting sponsor, TD Insurance Meloche Monix. We'd also like to extend our sincere thanks to Optima Manufacturing, who joined us this year. Your support in celebrating SAIT's alumni community, it really makes a difference, so thank you. And to Manulife, thank you for your continued partnership and dedication in honoring our alumni year after year. And of course, a huge thank to our event partners who work tirelessly behind the scenes. This doesn't just happen. A lot of things have to happen to make this event go on and the transformation of this beautiful atrium into the wonderful venue we're enjoying tonight. Many of the people who are behind the scenes are also proud SAIT alumni themselves, and that really makes tonight even more special, doesn't it? I'd like to thank Pro Show Audio Visual, Orange Frog Lighting and Design, and One West Event Design. Hotel Arts Events, 2C Media, and Little Monkey Metalworks as well. Thank you to Von Slick's Bread and Brew and the Heritage Roasting Company. And coming in, I'm sure you enjoyed the wonderful sounds from our fantastic musicians this evening. Thank you to the Solstice Strings Collective. And behind the scenes as well, I really want to put a special thank you out for all the student volunteers that have made this night so possible for us. Before we raise our glasses, I want to take a moment to thank the incredible team behind tonight's celebration. Jody and the wonderful alumni team, your hard work and your dedication has made this event so special for all of us. Thank you for everything you have done to make it come to life. If you haven't already, you can find the QR code on the leaflets that are on your table. Free to digitally sign the guest book for one or all of the recipients. I'm sure after the stories you heard, I'm sure you got something to put down for all of them and how they've inspired you. You can also upload any of the photos you've taken tonight, and we'd love to see your memories as well. For those of you that parked on campus, please don't forget to pick up your complimentary exit ticket before you leave. And if you need a safe ride home, taxi chits are also available at the registration desk, so please don't hesitate to ask. And of course, please don't drink and drive. We want everyone to get home safely. As part of our Alumni Awards tradition, we now invite a member of our Distinguished Alumni Circle to lead us in a toast to honor this year's remarkable recipients. It's now my pleasure to welcome Josh Traptoe to the stage. Josh is a proud member of our Distinguished Alumni Circle, a 2016 Outstanding Young Alumni Award recipient, and he served on this year's selection committee, so thank you for that. Here's Josh to present our toast for the evening.
Well, good evening, everyone, and what a night it's been, filled with powerful stories, well-earned recognition, and a deep sense of pride in what it means to be a member of the SAIT community. My fellow alumni continue to show us what's possible when talent, drive, and heart come together. Tonight, we've honored individuals whose achievement go far beyond personal success. They've made a lasting impact on their industry, their communities, and the people around them. Their journey reminds us that excellence is not just about what you accomplish, but how you lift others along the way. To our 2025 Alumni Award recipients, it's a great honor to officially welcome you to SAIT's Distinguished Alumni Circle. Your achievements inspire us all, and we proudly celebrate your success. Please raise your glass in a toast to this year's honorees and to the continued strength, spirit, and legacy of SAIT alumni. Cheers, welcome, and heartfelt congratulations.
Thanks, Josh. Hey, we're also grateful to Bev Longstaff and Ahmad Baker. They were also part of the selection process, so thank you both, along with Josh, for your thoughtful work in choosing this year's honorees. As we come to a close for this evening's program, thank you again for joining us to celebrate these remarkable individuals. Before you head out, be sure to pick up a tube of Von Slick's flavored butter, a unique treat from a SAIT alumni-owned business, co-founded by Landon Croker, a graduate of our Business Administrations program. Von Slick's butter, they offer 6 unique flavors, and there's something for every dish. Kind of a pro tip, try the blueberry butter on pancakes. Please don't rush off. Please stay, mingle, enjoy some dessert. I'd like to invite all of the Distinguished Alumni Circle members to make their way to the stage for our traditional group photo, including our 5 newest members, Linda, Zach, Nadine, Craig, and Dean. Our award recipients, they'll be on the stage for a few minutes for some formal photos, and then they'll be rejoining their family and friends, and you'll be able to take additional photos at that time. Once again, congratulations to this year's Alumni Awards recipients. On behalf of SAIT, we are so very proud of your outstanding contributions. And thank you all for being here for this special evening. Please have a wonderful night. Get home safely. Thank you, everybody.